4, 3, 2, you're live.
Farts. Old farts. Two old farts. Steve and Dave. Sometimes you find a diamond in the rough. Not this time, though. This is just rough. Two old farts. There is no better waste of time. Two guys. Two old guys. A lot of BS and more drivel than you can shake a stick at. Steve and Dave. God help us.
You know, every time I hear, I'm going to do a close-up because every time I see that and you have that little hat on, I have to tell you that it brings me back to the mental institute that we tried to get you into a few years ago. But anyway, I like that.
You get one free. That's the reason why I had it. You know, and as you know, it was literally plonked on my head.
That's true.
It was like 20 degrees. We're on the way, just got out of the car. It's a bit windy, and Ned had just bought it, plonked it on my head, and took a photograph and said, "Ha ha."
Yes.
So I thought,
and unfortunately for you, we got a hold of it.
And they've been blackmailing me with it since that point.
Ever since. And at some point we will release your family. So today
please don't.
Today we have two famous artists, and I have something that they don't know I have. Some pictures. No, I'm just kidding. And they are part of something called the Truth and Justice League. Universe.
Are these superheroes?
They are. Universe favors the hero. They used to have this on the patch. They're laughing. I can see them in the green room, and this is the patch. Let me see if I can make it all pretty. There you go.
Yeah.
There's the patch. There you go. Can you see it? There you go.
Yeah.
Truth and Justice League. You can get one of these. You have to email me, and I have to find out where you can get one. Anyway, it was given to me the other night. So we're going to bring them on. And they had wonderful art at this cocktail party that was promoting truth and justice. I got all excited when I was invited. I was like, I figured it was going to be Batman and Superman. And then they said, no, it's Truth and Justice League. And I was like, great, wasting my time. But it was a very good party. I liked it anyway, that there was no Batman and Robin. So it was very cool.
More like an oxymoron to me. Truth and justice in the US. Truth and justice in the USA. We'll
let them talk a little bit about that as well, because they are the artists. I think they're the official artist for it. For Batman and Robin.
Okay.
No, I don't know about that. So we're going to bring them in. It's Rosemary and Juan. And it's not a cooking show. We're not using Rosemary and Juan to cook. That's their names. I'm just letting you know in advance. All right. So we're going to bring them in. Are you ready? I know you have video, not that kind of video, but we do have video. Yeah. So there you go. And there they are. Here, we'll do a big shot. So there we go.
It was a big shot.
There's a big shot.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Good morning. Yeah.
This is early for them. They're artists and they live in Austin, and this is like 5 a.m. So they're like barely awake. So
really?
They're just getting to sleep. It could go either way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm live for this.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Thank you for joining us.
It's all done for my convenience, by the way, guys. I'm sorry about that, because it's 3 o'clock where I am. So who cares?
At the home, they start feeding them dinner in 30 minutes. He doesn't want to miss dinner.
Yeah.
So he's got
to be here in a minute.
Yeah, he's got the nurse is going to wheel him off, which we're very excited about. So they met me. They have not met you. So with me, I was my usual self, like a smartass. So they can hopefully handle the interview, but their artwork I thought was very powerful, and I enjoyed it. I think I might have told that to them, but then again, I might not have. So I thought it would be fun to have them on the show and show kind of the globe their artwork and hear the story behind it. And there you go.
Well, I must admit, I don't normally look at the art before the artists come on the show, but I had to make these quick movies today, which we're going to show in a minute, and they're absolutely bomb full of Americana. So I'm sure there's going to be lots of people. And to be honest, I thought one of them was actually quite good. So there you go. But I don't know anything about art, but
wow.
Yeah. So guys, so this League of Gentlemen, or whatever it is, the League of Truth and Justice. How did that all come about?
Well, I mean, first off, I want to say that's a great painting you have in the background, Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd love to get a print of that.
Actually, I will tell you something, and I'm not being funny. Behind me, which you can't see, we have a hoodie of it. So you can actually get a hoodie.
Wow.
And I will tell you what we will do. When the show is over, you will text us your address. I will have David tell me what size hoodie. We will send you a hoodie, and you just have to. And I will also send you before that the link to our merch store, which will be below. We're doing a commercial now,
Okay.
and you can pick if you want the creation of David, which is what you see, which prominence David, or Steve the God, I guess they call it, which is prominent me. So you pick which one you want, and we will make sure we send it to you. And you two can walk around Austin.
Yep.
There's only 250 of these on the planet. You two can walk around Austin with one, and there you go. That's how limited ours are.
200, yeah. I mean, the thing is, guys, if you order two different ones, then they'll be the same but different.
We can wear it
we'll
together.
do two halves.
There you go. Yeah. We can each give you one, so this way you don't have to cut it in half, because it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It's just half. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate that.
We can represent the League of Old Farts.
thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's another job gone then. You know, these young people take a jobs.
Yes, it's another job gone, David.
Straight into retirement. Goodbye, League of Old Farts. Goodbye.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into the League of Old Farts, tell us about your journey as artists, and then tell us how you got to the Truth and Justice League and everything. And at some point, when you want David to run the artwork, let him know, and then he can run it so people can see what we're talking about.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
You want to say?
So we met in 2017 making art. We would do these community art shows where anyone can participate. And so we were submitting art. That's where we met, fell in love. We've been continuing to make artwork ever since.
Yeah, but we've been making art since we were little kids. That's what we both share that. We've shared that passion this early on, and so we've been on a mission. And so for the past 7 years, we've been working together, and here we are now. We met Mark Miller, which is the force behind the Truth and Justice League, 2 years ago, back in 2019. And I think he's been having this vision for a while. And so we came on early this year to be the artists to start kind of portraying some of these concepts that Truth and Justice stands for.
And that's the artwork that we saw at the cocktail party.
Are these? Is it supposed to be a political art then? Is that how we would classify this? Or
Yes, this is like we're tired of the BS. We want to make some change. We want to illustrate like what's important to us.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll paint animals or kind of pretty things, kind of psychedelic. Right. And then so this is like the other side of that is like, well, this is like what pisses me off, and we need to also illustrate this for people and get people to talk about it, because art is more powerful than just going back and forth and
yeah. We just did another show, and we were talking about. Well, I was talking then about issuing everybody with bullshit snorkels, because I think we're all going to need one eventually. So
are we allowed to say snorkel? Are we allowed to say that live on the air? I wanted to make sure.
I think so. I think so. Snorkel. I'll say it again. Yeah. Hashtag snorkel. Hashtag bullshit snorkel. There you go. That'll be all over the intro that thing that the
web.
Young people
yes.
do. The web. That's the one. Yeah.
It was a really important year because we have elections this year, so I feel like
we hadn't noticed in Europe. Yeah. We thought it was some sort of re-election for who's going to run the mental asylum, the one old guy or the other one, but there you
go. So we're trying to kind of break that illusion, transcend division. That's our main purpose, with the work that we're trying to portray.
Yeah.
Was that the work at the Justice League art that we saw there as the art show? Was that the same thing? Because that seemed more about corporate greed and pollution and whatnot. So is it the same for the election, or is there different artwork for the election?
Rosemary's was particularly about corporations and their corruption and the way that they're kind of polluting the earth. And then my piece was more about political parties transcending that division, breaking that illusion of choice. So there was a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have
take it
the
as
artwork to show?
We do, yeah. And I just thought I'd preempt the one that one was talking about, because it's got all you lot in there, Steve. It's got the Illuminati in there and the lizard people at the top.
Well, thank God. I mean, like, that's why listen, that's who I'm going to get on the phone with here in a few minutes, is the lizard people and the Illuminati. We're discussing the demise of the planet. I'm a busy man. I mean, we got to implode the thing and start all over again. I got things.
Yeah, and you're currently bathed in light as well, which is slightly disturbing.
Well, you know how that goes. I'm not on Earth. Go ahead.
I don't want to be too flippant about it, but I'm going to ask you what might be construed as a very flippant statement. But these are political pieces of art, both of them, I think. Yes. Is that from the right or from the left, or are you guys sort of in the middle and saying, what the fuck's happening?
We're definitely in the middle saying what the fuck is happening.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Like,
now, sorry.
There's problems on both sides, and I've never fully aligned with one side. Like, my family's always been very democratic, and really felt that way growing up. And then as I got older, there were certain things that I was like, well, I don't know if I like that, but I definitely wasn't going to go to the other side. So it's like, this is, and a lot of people I meet and talk to feel the same way. So it's like, I think a lot of us are like, no, it's just not working.
Yeah, I think we're tired of choosing the lesser of two evils. I think we want to transcend that.
It does seem to be slightly bizarre, certainly, coming from, I'm a Brit myself, but I've been living in Holland for God knows how too long. But here it's about proportional representation. And so you have an opportunity to choose something which is neither on the right or on the left. So it's interesting to see that politically you are in the US, you have to be one or the other. And that seems to be like an inbuilt an opportunity straight away, not to do anything constructive, because you're always trying to tear yourself away from each other.
Exactly.
There's no fulcrum in the middle that's sort of like keeping it in balance. But
it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that's like the last 150, 120 years. Before then, when the founding fathers actually did their gig, when they stole the land from those nice Native American people, what ended up happening, what we didn't, we paid for it. I mean, I was in Manhattan. That 14B thing isn't really what happened. But anyway, so what's interesting is there were many parties. And at some point, it became this two-party system, not a popular vote, the Electoral College. So there's a whole bunch of crap that happened. So a lot of it is we've just kind of become complacent as a society. And I'm thinking that's part of what their art is showing and what the Justice League's about, if you will. And so I think that has a lot to do with it. But a lot of it is we've just become a very complacent, if you will, country where we don't actually now think out of the box. We just kind of like go around like sheep, if you will, or ostriches. We just stick our head in the sand and don't care.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a wake-up call for everybody who looks at America to be, a very democratic country. It seems as if you guys kind of sleepwalked into this, busy consuming and having a great time, and then all of a sudden, you have to get your bullshit snorkel out again. But anyway, this is I think this is from Juan, I think, and this is called American Politics. It's 1 minute for everybody that's watching it. And I hope we come back to it a little bit later in the show as well, because it's 1 minute sounds like forever. But honestly, guys, it just zips past us all. So here we go.
It was really cool that they did this for us, because we got to showcase kind of the process behind the work.
I actually like this one. I thought this one was gorgeous at the show.
Thank you. But
like as David said, that's only because all my favorite people are here, the Illuminati and the lizard people. So, I can appreciate it. So
yeah, kind of trying to represent y'all.
I appreciate that.
So yeah,
they get to live.
That's the big bird, with the two wings and the two political parties, but they're the same monster and
same bird.
Same bird, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not originally I'm Colombian and I didn't grow up here, so like this, political association is totally foreign to me.
Right. The all-seeing eye.
The all-seeing eye.
So the skull then and the all-seeing eyes. That's. Are you looking at Freemasonry there, or are you looking at the Illuminati? I mean.
Well, all those, that's a universal symbol. So it is the controlling tower. The.
Yeah, so it's on American money.
Right, it's everywhere. When you
along with cannabis, but you seem to ignore that. But yeah, but so why do that then? Is that how you sense it? I mean, if you're not American, I don't say you're not American, but you were born in the US. Do you feel that all-seeing eye? Is that so much part of America for you now?
I mean, I feel like that's it's beyond America. I do believe that there is forces behind governments that really do all the controlling. So I even see presidents and prime ministers are just puppets. There's people behind doors who are doing all the shots, and that's what that pyramid represents to me.
Yeah, and the skull then. Is that the death of the two political parties?
I would hope so.
No anarchy here, kids. So there you go.
No. I want to run that again because we've just been talking about it. Maybe just some more comments going through because it really is impressive.
Yeah, when Mark Miller, the leader of the Truth and Justice League, when he approached us, he was like, "I want to make some political art," but he gave us complete creative freedom. So it was, we had some discussions, and then it was really whatever we wanted to paint.
Yeah.
And what was important to us personally. So
when I wanted to focus on the war machine, so like both parties heavily promote war, and it's been a disaster. For the 20th century has been a total disaster when it comes to war, and it just keeps going. Like what the issue that we have with Israel and Palestine, and it's ridiculous. I think at this point, as humans, we should know better.
You would hope.
Yeah, but the thing is, we like a good war, you see, because it sells stuff.
What's profitable, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's
it sells stuff, and of course it puts us in a permanent state of fear.
Exactly.
Which is also good.
If we're we're easily controllable, we're easily manipulated.
Yeah. Well, if you think it's going to rain, you're going to buy an umbrella, aren't you? And if you're in the umbrella business, hey, it's going to rain every day.
And so that war machine transcends the political parties. They both work for the war machine. So
yeah.
Or as they like to call it, the military-industrial complex.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and there's nothing really wrong with that. I mean, if I'm going to speak as an investment banker, that's awesome. We like that because people are ostriches and they're stupid and they put their head in the sand and they don't think. We like those kind of people because they'll buy anything, crypto algorithms, if you will. So we're good with that. But on the other side of it, for humanity, it's not the best thing in the world. And that's part of the problem right now that's happening is that people aren't thinking out of the box and they're just going A through Z. So that's why when I saw your painting, I liked it. So now, are the paintings that we're going to show today for sale, or did Mark buy them, or if someone wants to buy it, how do they buy it?
So the commission works. So Mark owns them, but people can buy prints of them.
Okay.
Okay.
And what is the print go for?
Well, it depends on size. We offer a few different sizes. They can range from $40 to $120.
Well, the 8x10 is $25.
Yeah, but
okay. Just in case somebody wants it. Yeah.
Yeah, and are these going to be limited runs again, guys, or not? Or are they going to print them out of an item?
We did a couple of artist proofs for the event, but we can have a limited run. We haven't offered that yet, but it's in the
yeah. Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah. Well, look, but let's have a look at Rosemary stuff as well. Which we're talking about thinking outside the box. I saw a lot of big box movers in this one. So let's have a look.
Yeah. This one is called the false eagle. So I typically paint a lot of animals in my work. So I immediately thought eagle. Eagles are beautiful and powerful, and I'll let the painting show up a little bit more before I talk about it.
It's also the symbol of,
Yeah,
the United States of America.
Yeah, and like the eagle has a lot of beautiful symbolism. So I started pulling out corporations and brands that are either, really focused on profit, or they make us sick, or they just want to make money off of us. They don't treat their employees well, or they're harming the environment. I thought of all these things that, upset me on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, when I very briefly saw it this morning, I thought they were just Americana, but it's not, is it? You've got BP in there, you've got Shell in there. BP is a UK company, Shell is a Anglo-Dutch company. So yeah. These are just big multinationals. I'd love to have that on my wall. That kind of floats my boat. But
posters are available, David.
Yes, indeed.
Or prints are available, indeed. I should say. So wait, yeah. There you go.
So interesting, and again, I didn't see. I saw the Pfizer one, which with the needle and everything. So
yeah. My idea was that I was taking all these things that I feel like represent greed, and not really caring.
You don't see any good in any of that you put on there.
I mean, I feel like there could be good.
Yeah.
But either they're focused on profit, or they're not caring about the environment. They're not paying their dues, or they're adding toxic ingredients to their foods, or they're marketing to kids. These are things that bother me. But so I put them together, and then I had the healthy eagle that I represented what's in us underneath all that, because we're not brands, and we're not and this idea of taking it down and just taking our power back, our purchasing power back.
Yeah.
We stopped buying certain things, and the companies would have to change.
Right. And I think this is a way that we can make them change, right? By standing up and exposing their corruption. Because the corporations can be good. They can help the world make a better place, but they're not doing that. So it's up to us to, show that and tell them that that's not okay, and use our purchasing power wisely.
But do consumers really do that though? I know the religious right or the religious left, depending on what religion you are, get offended once in a while and they boycott whatever. And that's good for 3 or 4 months. And then people realize their kids are screaming and yelling at them that they need more whatever, or they need this or they need that. So it really goes back. For just say the American public, I don't know about the rest of the planet, the American public really have the gall to do it? Because the rest of the world, half the stuff is on your poster, they don't sell. They won't sell the Ritz cracker. They won't sell this because it's all crap, and they know it's all chemicals and it's this and it's that. We're the only country that's listen, we don't want you to get sick and die, but go ahead and eat the crap that's going to make you sick and die. So I, as much as you want to give this political statement, I don't think in the United States people care. I go back to the just ostriches, right? Put your head in the sand, don't worry about it. Yeah. And that's kind of what they do, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I think it's a gradual change. I don't think it happens overnight. But I do believe that there's more people, the more you make people aware, then, it kind of starts brewing inside. And I think eventually enough people will start caring. I just think to start working on the conditioning that's been in people's heads for generations now. But it starts at the home. There's companies that do make good colas and good products, and it's a matter of learning how to choose wisely, because you can eat crackers that have better ingredients at the Ritz or the Hershey's. There's dark organic chocolate that you can buy from from another company that is more in integrity. And so it's just a matter of shifting that perception that you need to buy those products.
Yeah.
I agree. No, I think that's. I'm hopefully before I know you guys are going to continue. I unfortunately have to go to my Illuminati meeting because we have to discuss how to take over the world and give people crap to eat. So I want to thank you though for being guests. I'm going to leave you with David, and enjoy the rest of the show. Make sure we get your stuff so we can get you sweatshirts. If you're really going to wear them, we'll send them to you. And if you wear them and I see them around Austin, I will just laugh because I wear mine all the time and get in trouble. David, enjoy. Thank you both for coming. And don't forget, everybody, to subscribe and like, and we'll go from there. Guys, enjoy the rest of your show. See y'all later. Cheers.
Thank you, Steve.
Bye, Steve. Yeah, guys. I mean, I have a few questions, but it sounds like I'm sort of will be against everything that you're trying to represent. So that's not the case, really. I'm quite agnostic to a lot of stuff, and only really give people answers when they ask me a direct question. But it would seem like, okay, you've demonstrated all those products, and you feel, as a lot of people feel, that there's enough choice out there other than what's presented in the supermarkets. Yeah. But unfortunately, what happens is, although a certain people are intellectually au fait with what's happening, there's a group of people whose lives are totally dominated by the amount of money, amount of dollars and cents they've got in their wallets. And when they go into the supermarket, even if the stuff gets boycotted as it's been done here in Europe, at a certain point of time, these big corporates just keep putting the price down and down and down and down and down until your wallet says, you're crazy. Of course I've got to buy it because it's the cheapest thing there. So yeah. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not perfect either. Sometimes I realize we live in kind of a bubble in Austin, and we do have a lot more healthy options and alternatives at the grocery stores. But yeah, I mean, it's a deeper problem because if people have more money, I think they would buy better options of food. And you got to feed your kids at the end of the day. But
but we're talking about the extra stuff. Kids don't need to be eating Hershey's candy every day. So it comes with having a personal responsibility as parents, teaching your kids what's good and what's not. Because fruits and vegetables are.
Yeah, but isn't it crazy? It's the same here in Europe that I can buy crap for €2, or I buy something green and should we say organic for $4.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the issue that we have with it, and why it doesn't get pushed forward. But anyway, we switched into politics, which we shouldn't do. But is art politics? Is politics art? Discuss. Let's go back and have a look at your wonderful eagle again, and then give people a little bit more of an idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm open to people interpreting it in other ways, but the main thing is it's a symbol of hope. We're beyond these, the brand names and what we're sold and the corporations and the greed, there's more to life than that.
Well, and I think the point that we're trying to drive is, we need to be aware of these things because, the first step to change is awareness, and then we can work collectively in making things better. And, it doesn't happen overnight, but I feel like these conversations need to be had. And the economy is terrible right now, but, how can we collectively change things? Because, the people in power are not going to do anything for us. So what are we going to do? I think that's more of an open question of how do we make things better for ourselves?
We were part of a cool event during South by that had Chris Smalls there, and he was a worker at Amazon, and he started helping unionize the warehouse workers for Amazon so they could get treated better. So it was funny. He saw the painting and then had a completely different feeling about it, and it was they actually made some changes and had the workers treated better because people came together and were fed up about it.
Yeah. It's almost as if I'm thinking to myself, well, that should be like a must-do painting. Everybody should, that should be shown in every school, everywhere. And then say, okay, guys, what are you seeing here? Discuss. because I just saw the AK-47, which I didn't see before, and some handgun, which I didn't see before. So it definitely is a painting worth investigating, and I openly encourage people to get prints of it and hang it up and talk about it. There's something to talk about now, other than so what does this painting represent? Is this our success, or is this our failure, or is this a journey to failure or a journey to success? There's so much in it.
Yeah, I think that's what great art is supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Be thought provoking. Because the work that we do is people embrace the unknown and be open to change and be open to the possibility that like things can be better and nothing's permanent, and we have the power. Empowering people is key.
But I want to say too, on a personal note, it was actually really uncomfortable for me to paint that at first, because I had the idea and I knew what I wanted to do, but I typically don't, like, my work does not look like that. Like I like to paint animals and plants in a whimsical way to help inspire us to, appreciate nature more. I had this awakening a few years ago where I just started noticing birds in the trees, learning the names of plants. For a long time, I was just in my tunnel. And then I was like, oh, this is really incredible. What are we doing to take care of these things? Or like, what animals do I share my environment with?
Yeah.
And then
I'm sure if you shared that with a lot of young people today, you'd say, first of all, they wouldn't even know it was an eagle, or what is it? Was it a sea eagle or a bald eagle or whatever it is? Eagle. It's an eagle, must be.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I guarantee that if you were to give show them a range of birds and animals, that they would know less of the names of those than they would of the brands that are on that on your painting.
Well, and this work in particular is very political because of our affiliation through Truth and Justice League, because we're kind of trying to be exposing things,
Yeah.
But on our normal day-to-day
normal jobs,
like our the main message that we try to convey as artists through our work is, our work is real and visionary in nature, and so we try to bring people together. We try to get people to recognize our interconnectedness, that we're all one. Nature is one with us. Like, we all share this world. There's limitless potential, that we all carry, and so those are the main themes that we like to convey. And so the main thing is here.
I'd like to invite you both back and come back with your work, and then what we normally do. We do a regular weekly show, Canadian Art. We originally started off just interviewing artists. It may seem that we don't, that it's more political than art, but that's how we started. So if you would love to have you back, either as the two of you, or individually as artists, or we do 1 week you, one another week Rosemary, or vice versa. And then if you can get 10 pieces of art to me as an image, make a slideshow of it, and we just run through the art. That's what we do for the Canadian artists every week. Because we'd love to do that, because I think if people see that as well, they're going to understand this a little bit better.
Yeah. This was like feel something, and let's talk about it.
Yes.
And our other art is a little bit like that, but it's
more spiritual.
Yeah. And we run a nonprofit art space with artist studios and a gallery. And
do you want to tell everybody where that is? So for all the people in the US,
called Artist Co. It's in Austin, Texas. It's in the Arboretum, right by Five Guys and Amy's Ice Cream,
North Austin.
But it was funny because our most popular exhibit was a mushroom exhibit.
Yeah, I can believe that.
It was just mushroom fungi themed. We had fungi sponsors that grow culinary mushrooms and make mushroom tinctures with like reishi and lion's mane. We had a mushroom church. We had like a foraging group. But we had an insane turnout. We were like, because people love mushrooms. It brings people together. There's no like, I don't know if there's any way to be sort of fight with someone over mushrooms, like, or get in an argument about it. Yeah. So it's like, that's our main.
One of my magic mushrooms were one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, they seriously changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I better leave it. I better leave it in the middle for legal reasons. But yeah.
But there's a lot of positive change happening there.
Yeah. Well, guys, like if you guys are doing an exhibition, then film it. We'll put it up on the channel for you. We'll do that with absolute pleasure. Anytime you guys do something new, you've got our address now. Just let Steve know. We'll put the 12 Arts show up for you, and we'll run through your artwork. We're here to really. We started off originally. I don't know if Stephen told you, but it started off really as a bet, because I've been doing stuff with artists here in Holland before I met Steve, trying to promote mums and dads. Well, all your friends, you've got drawers full of art that nobody's ever seen, apart from the kids and the dog. What's all that stuff? I mean, and I can't draw two lines parallel together. So when I see art, it's like looking inside of somebody's head, and I felt so blessed when I saw that first time. I thought I want to share that. I want to let other people see this art. So yeah, we don't do as many classic interviews as we did before. But please, anytime you got something arty, come back out and show us. If you're on every week, fine. Who cares?
There's one that we'll love to share with you all, because on April 19th, we have an exhibit opening called Ethereal Reveries, Women of Visionary Art. And we have artists from all over the country going to showcase here. So it's going to be an amazing show. We love visionary art. It's very inspiring. And we'll take some videos and pictures and show you all.
It's also our first time since taking over the gallery last January that we're bringing in like a group of artists from out of state. So it's typically we're focusing on local art, which I love, but this is really exciting because this is like artists that I've looked up to, and we get to showcase them in our space. So it's like,
don't be selfish just because you guys are sitting in Austin and it's all happening. I'm sitting in Holland. I can't come and just drop everything and come and see you guys at your art. It's much lower. Think of the global carbon footprint just doing that. Oh, horrendous. But so share it with us, because we have a global audience, and we want to see this stuff. We want to see it.
One of our studio members is a really great photographer, and he could do video for us as well. And we could do like a nice tour of the work.
That's exactly what we want, and we will put up on the channel with pleasure.
And is in Austin, they can come to the opening reception on April 19th from 6 to 10, and it's always a free entry. This is a nonprofit we run, so we try to keep all of exhibits and programming free to the public. It's gonna be a great exhibit opening.
Yeah, it seems to be all happening in Austin. Well, guys, we're sort of coming to the end, really, of what we're going to do today. You're definitely coming back, so I'm going to badger the crap out of you until you do. So, and come back, come back regularly and share your enthusiasm and your art with us, because we would love to do that. We used to have a show which was also curated by somebody who was an artist in Austin. That was a weekly show. When the credits are on today, don't stay on for a while. We'll have a quick chat, and I can tell you a little bit more about that, because there's possibilities are endless for all of us. I'm going to go be a bit naughty now. I'm going to go and do Juan, and then I'm going to do the Rosemary's Wonderful Eagle, and then we'll say goodbye after that. But we're just going to have another look at this fabulous art. Here we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's killed it. Everybody's gone. Other podcasts has gone to sleep now, but everybody else is watching it, getting a chance to see it. I'll run this all day.
Now imagine if we could paint that fast.
Yeah. We painted these pieces in like 2 days, so it was like.
Guys, if you could paint as quick as that, you'd have your name on the eagle as well. I'll tell you.
Exactly, I would be the enemy.
So. There we go. Just
Yeah, I think, with the eagle too, it's just more about like transcending, like we're beyond this. That's what we see every day, but we're beyond that. Well,
that's we're going to do the eagle again. Here we go. Because I love this. I mean, I'm not one. Don't take me off your Christmas card list because I'd like Rosemary's slightly better than yours. But for some reason or other, it just speaks to me a little bit more. But
oh yeah, Rosemary.
Maybe because I'm hooked on all the brands. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
And,
it was actually fun to paint the logos too, I will say, because I obviously don't typically do that.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time in a mall, I suppose, looking at everything.
Yeah, I was really happy with like how the Marlboro, like the cigarette box came out. Yeah. Funny when you're like painting these things, where you're like, but
yeah, that's most people's investment portfolio on the back of an eagle. So there you go. So there you go. Oh, guys, super. So we're going to run some credits now. Stay with us after the show has gone for a little bit of housekeeping. I'd like to thank everybody so much for watching today. I know it's got really boring after Stephen left. My apologies to everybody for that. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about it. The more people watch, the more stuff we can do. We're still running non-profit, so we're just here to help other people, share art and share the wonderful things that go on inside of the artists' heads. Thank you so much, Rosemary and Jan.
Thanks for having us.